Hello and welcome back to the People's Game podcast. We're here for the love of the game and we aren't any old game, we are the People's Game. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that's listened. They did try and watch, however somebody didn't record the video properly. Hopefully this one works because I'm in control now. So we would like to thank everybody that actually listened to our very first podcast, The Pilot. Yes, it was fresh, it was raw, but we ain't going to apologise for anything. But what we will do, Mike, is put a few of our lies into truths. That's what we're going to do today, isn't it, Mike?
I do appreciate you saying our lies, Ian, even though I must say the vast majority did come from a good self. Firstly, I'd like to start by saying I don't apologise for anything. No, I'm only kidding. I do apologise. What happened was, I think you set me off talking about who were my two biggest omissions of the England squad, and I went on a bit of a wander about Harry Maguire and how much I love him. However, I did. The other person I meant to mention at that point was Jack Grealish, so that's one thing. Chalk it off. Second point was actually my favourites for the tournament. The team I think we're gonna win. I actually omitted from the squad Pepe, and he's actually made it. And he's going in for his 5th Euros. I'll tell you what, Ian, and I didn't tell you about this.
Are you sure it's his 5th?
It's his 5th. It will be his 5th.
Okay.
And I can confirm that.
That's great.
I went and did it. I've gone and done a bit of my research, a bit of homework. But Ian, in this homework, I found out that there's one other player making his 5th European Championships appearance. Obviously, Ronaldo has now done 6 when he was on at the weekend, so it's not him. There was one other player that will have been to 5.
What country do they play for?
That might give it away. I tell you what, it's an Eastern European country.
Eastern European country.
This is a very decorated player as well.
Lewandowski?
No, he's not that old, is he?
No.
But you're in the right area. Not the right country, though.
I give up. Who is it?
We're looking for a Luka Modric.
Ah, of course. Luka Modric.
Gettable. He was gettable.
It was gettable. Yes, I'm sure Tottenham will win the trophy for Luka Modric at the Euros 5 times. I'm sure all the Tottenham fans will have that proudly in a photo, on a frame, on their wall, because they aren't going to win anything else ever, are they? So they will.
They're all about the glory.
They will take that. So, fake news section. So you told us a little bit about Pepe. You didn't finish off your fact about the 2 players that you were most disgruntled about being omitted or most surprised at. Was there anything else?
Have I got to come clean, or are you going to remind me? There was one other thing. I did say that was it. I did say that the original England squad was 29 in size. Yeah. However, and there's method to my madness. So what happened is the original squad amount that the Euros said we were allowed was 23, and then that got raised by 3 to 26. So actually, stick 3 onto 29, and I know I'm not very good at maths, but I wasn't far off, was I? And there was
3 add 29 is 32, Mike. So
32, yeah.
And it was 33 originally. So
damn it!
let's be as vague as possible with the facts next time, Mike, and we won't have this section last as long as it has done today. So there has been a few updates in the news regards football-wise, a couple bits around the Euros and a couple of bits to do with clubs. So we'll start off with the Euros. Apparently Stones has an illness. So apparently John Stones has got an illness. We don't know if that means he's going to miss out on the first tie against Serbia. If we do, which 2 or 3 centre-backs would you go with? And are we going to miss John Stones greatly?
Oh. Can I start Harry Maguire at centre-back?
No, he's not there. Categorically.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So starting centre-backs. Well, did we discuss last time? Because I think you mentioned an 11, and I think I like the idea of having Walker as one of the centre halves.
Yeah.
But if Jones isn't there, I would have to say
Stones. Phil Jones isn't in the squad, Mike. John Stones.
I didn't. I said John Stones.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'd say we're looking at. I fancy a bit of Lewis Dunk, just for the aerial presence.
Yeah. 6'4" he is.
Obviously, 6'4". Good knowledge, great facts. Maybe Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez.
Yeah. So you would go with. Would you go with Duncan Gomez then?
Yeah, Duncan Gomez or
possibly Walker.
Yeah, Duncan Gomez.
That's great.
With Trent and Kyle as my wing backs.
So he's already been mentioned so far in this week's podcast. Apparently he's injured. Robert Lewandowski.
Ooh. Injured?
Injured.
As in like out for the tournament, out for a game, out for 2 games?
My source from the Poland camp in Germany doesn't have that much information. I've just got news that he has got an injury. We don't know how long he's out for, but he should be missing the first game. So if people have made their predictions already, just bear that in mind if you haven't already, that Poland might be without Lewandowski.
And you have to say he would be a big miss. I know he's penalty taker, free kick taker. So
he would get into any squad, I would guess. Probably more or less any squad at the Euros, wouldn't he? So he's going to be a massive miss to Poland. And then going to clubs, Ten Hag.
Wow, I know.
Allegedly staying at United.
I was shocked. I was shocked when I heard the news because, you had all this being released about the fact that, regardless of the result, he was walking, or he was, not walking, jumped. He'd have been pushed rather than jumped anyway. No, but actually, am I glad? I think I am, because, I'm seeing other clubs over the course of, the last 10, 15 years who, chopping and changing manager, Chelsea being the prime examples there. And I've quite frankly had enough of doing it ourselves. You know what I mean? He's won a trophy in each of the 2 seasons he's been the manager. Sure, not all of his signings have come to fruition just yet, but people need time to build a squad. You look at Klopp in his first few years. I think he was either 7th or 8th in his first year, and I think sometimes that can help if you don't qualify for Europe. I think it's it's been beneficial for Arsenal in last year's campaign, and definitely for teams in the past. But yeah, for me, happy he's staying, and let's see how we get on next year. Excited prospect.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's better the devil, isn't it? I mean, Mourinho. United fans that I know and have spoken to have mixed views on Mourinho. He won trophies. Erik Ten Hag has won trophies. It's going to take a long time, probably, for United to get back to the levels that City are currently performing at. So, I mean, if you're picking up trophies, you've probably got to take that for the moment, haven't you?
Absolutely. Especially winning against your biggest rivals. Everyone thinking you go into the FA Cup to get a hiding, and then actually you turn out to be the better side. So on the day, anyway, certainly.
So yes,
I'll correcting the record straight away there, Ian. United are not a better side than Manchester City.
Not currently, no. But congratulations to Eric. He's probably upset, actually. He probably wanted to get the sack so he could have got his millions of pounds and sat on his settee and relaxed for a little bit. But no, he's
no.
From the news we've got, he will be the Manchester United manager for the upcoming 24-25 start of the season anyway. So our next section, Mike, is called Friendly Banter. So we have plenty of it. But
be nice.
And I'm just going to run through some of the recent results to let you know how the teams going to the Euros have performed in what will be their final friendlies before the tournament proper. And we'll discuss, a friendly's a bit of a laugh, are they a bit of banter, or should we read into the results a little bit more seriously? So, just to let you know, recently Hungary, Croatia, Spain, Denmark, Serbia, and Belgium all won their matches. Italy beat Bosnia 1-0. Georgia recently beat Montenegro 3-1. Slovakia battered Wales 4-0. France drew with Canada 0-0, which was a bit of a surprise.
Ooh.
Czechia beat North Macedonia 2-1. Portugal last night battered Ireland 3-0. The Republic of Ireland. Northern Ireland did win against Andorra, so well done to them. Poland beat Turkey 2-1. And Holland battered Iceland, who England couldn't even score against, 4-0. So, does that tell us that Holland are miles better than England at the minute? Do these results actually matter, or are they just a bit of a laugh? Can we just laugh these results off and the tournament will show something completely different?
Well, for me, you have to think it's all about the players' mentality and how the coaches motivated them for that game in particular. You got to admit, I think a few of the England players will know that they are going into that tournament as one of the favourites. Maybe Holland, the Netherlands, a bit less pressure on players like that, maybe a bit more of a chip on the shoulder, something to prove. So I think I touched on it last time. I didn't want to read into it too much because if you go quite far back, England's latest last 5 or 6 results now just haven't been up to scratch. So
I'm glad you were more vague there, Mike, because I don't know if you got that fact correct about only winning 1 in 5. So thanks for being more vague there.
I wasn't, no, because that was one of the facts that the results, they don't matter all that much if you ask my opinion there, Ian. I just think they're there now. They're in training camp. They're ready. I'm sure Gareth will have them in the proper mindset for that opening fixture on Sunday. So
we can laugh them off, is what you're saying?
I would say so.
So if a Welsh FA are watching, please don't sack Rob Page after his 4-0 defeat to Slovakia. Just laugh it off. It doesn't matter. That 4-0 defeat to Slovakia, it doesn't matter.
Listen, those Welsh players, their heads aren't in it either. Surely, you're on your jollies. You're watching 2 of the other home nations. You were in the playoffs. You're watching 2 of the home nations. Going to be playing their opening fixtures this weekend, and you're on your way to Tenby.
Just on that point, then, Mike. Friendlies probably are needed before a major tournament. I think we would both agree with that, because you want to try out formations and you want to try things out. But these nations that haven't made the major tournament, so these nations that haven't made the Euros, some of these players that have played, for example, that play for Wales and other teams, will have played at least 46 games. That's league fixtures plus some cup fixtures. So a lot of the players have played 50 plus fixtures. Should they even be playing in those fixtures?
Yeah, my head certainly wouldn't be in any of those games. Just like all those people, all those poor 6 players who are omitted from the squad, I'd be thinking about where's the next holiday I can book. No disrespect to Tenby, but I'm sure some of those players will be looking to go a bit further afield. Well,
I do have it on good knowledge on social media that Jack Grealish is currently in Dubai on holiday, so I have got it.
Good lad.
With some of his friends and family. So if Jack is watching, I hope you're enjoying your time in Dubai. I'm sure you're having a much better time than the lads will be against the likes of the 6'5" plus Serbians. So enjoy your holidays, Jack. So I believe you've got some fixtures. Our people in the community have been in touch with you, Mike, haven't they? Do you want to explain what you've been discussing with some of our followers and fans?
So after our discussion about the opening round of fixtures, I was thinking, well, what better time than before the tournament than to think, what is that one game that you are most looking forward to, with the complexion of some of the groups, because some of those groups, they are tasty. There's 2 or 3 teams. When we were deciding who was going to win those first round of fixtures, there's some really close games, really close matchups, but also some really strong sides are going to be meeting in the group stages. And couple that came up. Netherlands versus France. I think that's their second. I think that's the second game that they play.
That's a tasty. That is tasty, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, for if you like you're saying, Netherlands, late result, they're right on song. You'd like to have said before that result against Iceland, that France were probably the favourites for that game. But now looking into it, if Holland, Netherlands go out and have a good result in their first game, and then going into that game against France, you'd have to say it's a group decider.
Weghorst versus Giroud, that fixture.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the dice they're both going to throw, I love I've got a lot of time for Weghorst, probably more time than most United fans. However, Giroud's a classy guy, isn't he? You'd have to fancy him out of those two strikers. Oh, so sorry. The second game that did come up from some of the people's game was Italy versus Spain.
Okay, so we've got France v Holland, now, Italy v Spain. Wow.
And then the other two were a bit surprising. Well, they weren't my first choice, but Scotland versus Hungary.
Scotland versus Hungary is one of the best first group stage fixtures. Okay.
I think it must have been all those Scottish fans trying to get their own back on me by saying that this was going to be a real highlight of June, really, from now till the end of June. What are they most looking forward to? Scotland, Hungary.
Yeah,
and you have to say,
I think
if they get a result in that game,
I think our Scottish contingent of listeners and watchers have really taken that poll by storm there, haven't they?
Listen, I'm just trying to repair a bit of the damage that I may have made in our premiere with regards to saying that they are probably going to get pumped on Friday. However, the final game, and this less surprising, but I do think could be another group decider, was Ukraine versus Belgium.
Ukraine versus Belgium. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I know that you were speaking very highly of Lukaku, and you think he's going to score quite a few goals for them in their opening fixture. I think you went. Did you go for 4-0? 4-1? I can't remember. 4-0. However, I'm just thinking, those Ukrainian players, are they still carrying the weight of the nation on their shoulders as well?
Possibly.
And are they going to want to? Yeah, I think from such a terrible situation, that these European fixtures might be something that the people of Ukraine are looking forward to. So they're going to leave it all out on the pitch, and compared to most squads in the same situation, they haven't got that sort of weight coming from the nation. So out of those four fixtures then, Ian, which one would you have put number one in the poll? Netherlands, France, Italy, Spain, Scotland, Hungary, or Ukraine, Belgium?
I think the battle of Szoboszlai versus... He is Hungarian, isn't he? Szoboszlai versus John McGinn is going to be really tasty, and that's going to be my fixture of the group stage. Scotland versus Hungary.
Aren't you glad for all our Scottish fans out there of the people's game?
Yeah. What about yourself, Mike? Have you got a fixture there that you're most looking forward to, or a fixture out of those four?
I'm leaning away from Italy, Spain, and that's just because I've got a feeling that could be quite a low-scoring affair. Whereas if there is an early goal in the Netherlands-France game for either team, it could turn into a real tit for tat slobber knocker sort of a match. That's the one I'm going to go for.
I think any fixture where you've got Morata up top is always going to struggle for goals. So that's my opinion. I'm not going to apologise for it because he is not very good. We do have some younger viewers. I was going to swear. I won't. I'll be really politically correct. And he is awful in front of the post, isn't he? He doesn't score many. it takes a lot of chances for him to score. Now I've said that, he'll probably be the top goal scorer of the tournament, of course. But there we go.
There you go.
So what we've got next, Mike, is we're going to take a trip to the prediction station. So I've got a couple of questions for you. I want your predictions. We'll discuss it for things that will happen at the upcoming Euros. So, first of all, who do you think will be the top goal scorer at the tournament?
Well, sticking with my prediction for a team that I think will make it quite far in the tournament, I'm going to go for Big C Ron. You know, I think he's going to be involved. How many minutes he's going to get, you can't. You know, he's not going to be playing 90 minutes every game. But is he going to be taking penalties? Is he going to be taking free kicks for those minutes that he is on? And looking at the teams in their group, well, you'd have to say that he's got every chance of scoring a bit of a hatful. You know,
he has been scoring in the friendlies. So you predict Ronaldo as the top goal scorer. I'm writing these down so we can look back at it at the end of the tournament, Mike. I'm going to go for.
Do you not want to put them on the spreadsheet, Ian?
I'll add them to your spreadsheet. We'll introduce that next time. I'm going to go for Füllkrug for Germany. I think Germany are the hosts. I think they'll do quite well at this tournament, despite not doing that well recently. And Füllkrug is going to be their main striker, I believe. I don't think Havertz will play that role. I think Havertz and Wirtz will give Füllkrug a lot of opportunities. And my prediction for top goal scorer for the whole tournament is Füllkrug.
Fair prediction. You know, you have to say that, you know, they are good. You'd hope the hosts go quite far, and certainly in that opening fixture against Scotland, you know, he could have it sewn up in one game, couldn't he?
Quite possibly, we'll see. England's top goal scorer, Harry Kane, I presume.
I don't think you can look anywhere else really, because, you know, as much as he is now the, you know, probably the most senior and the leader, you know, again, he's you can't say he's had a bad season for Bayern Munich. I know they've come away, you know, he's come away relatively empty-handed, sticking true to his Spurs, the Spurs blood within him. But, you know, I think, you know, can't look any further away than Harry.
Well, again, those Tottenham fans that are listening and watching, they can take home the trophy of having a player that once played for them that got the golden boot in the Bundesliga, can't they? So they can win that trophy alongside Luka Modric.
The Modric trophy.
Luka Modric is
50 euros.
€50, yeah. So the top scoring team. So do you think Portugal will be the top scoring team at the Euros?
It would be easy to say. Yeah, it would be easy to say yes, but I'll stick with them, because, you know, it's not just the goals aren't just going to come from Ronaldo. You know, obviously Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nani.
And well, stop trying to set it up for the next week's correction section, please, Mike. I am going to go for. I'll stick with Germany then. If I think Füllkrug's going to be top goal scorer, I'll go Germany. What stage are England going to be eliminated?
I'll go with the semi-final.
Semi-final. I'm going to go for winners. It's coming home.
Can't resist, can you? I hope you washed that shirt since Sunday.
I have, yes.
Good.
Who's going to win it? So I've already said England. If you don't think it's going to be England, do you still think Portugal are going to win the whole competition?
Yeah, I think they're going all the way. Portugal for me.
Okay, so we've got Portugal as winners, and
I think they're going to beat Germany in the final. In fact,
wow.
So, you know, if I'm sticking true to England's stage of elimination.
So who beats us in the semi then?
France.
France. Well, no, it would be Portugal or Germany, wouldn't it? So,
nearly had you.
You've got an interesting fact for me, I believe, about six of the teams that could possibly win it.
Well, in my research, when I was trying to work out how and when to correct the record, which clearly I'll be needing to do in the next video, there were actually 6 teams who were unbeaten, wins and draws, in their qualifying stages in all 10 of the matches. Do you think you could name them?
Let's go. And once I get one wrong, you can tell me the rest. So,
yeah,
I'll go for France.
Correct.
Germany, because they didn't have to qualify. So technically,
correct.
Technically, was that one of the 6? Was Germany one of the 6?
It wasn't, mate, but I'll allow it.
France. Did England lose, or did we just draw a few? England.
Correct.
France, England, Spain.
No.
Okay. So who?
The other teams were Portugal, Belgium, and a couple of surprising names: Romania and Hungary.
No way.
Yeah, I mean there were a hell of a lot of draws.
Romania
within those.
Listen,
undefeated.
I have nothing.
And you had a lot to say against the Romanians last time out. I'm so glad I backed them.
I have nothing against the Romanians, but I know they were good in the 90s and they qualified for tournaments. But what is going on?
I've no idea. I do have an idea, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to correct anything again that I might say that's incorrect. So we'll move on.
Hungary and Romania were unbeaten in the qualifying stages. Wow.
In the qualifying stages.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go further than people think. If they can go 10 matches unbeaten, you don't have to do 10 matches.
All you need to do is go another 7 and you've won the thing.
Exactly. So good luck to Romania and Hungary. I'm sure they'll prove me wrong. I'm sure they'll get further than England. But let's see. So you've also got a little game as well, Mike. You've brought a little game this week.
The game
based on the Netflix documentary.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
You weren't going to go and get Monopoly out of your cupboard, were you?
No, I was like, I didn't think you'd tell everyone about our private games of Scrabble. No. This one is called Last Chance Euros.
Nice.
Yeah. Last Chance Euros. Did you like that one? Yeah. Thank you. So, for anyone that hasn't seen the documentary, quick whiz through it. It follows 3 individuals in basketball. There's a basketball one, there's an American football one, and 3 individuals who are given this one last chance to play, try and qualify for a professional contract. They're often people who've been through hardship, things like that, may potentially been in trouble with the law, so on and so forth. But relating it back to the Euros, it's about the 3 teams that qualified at the very last final stages of the European qualifiers. Obviously, there was a qualifying A, B, and C. Those teams were. Excuse me. Well, in fact, Ian, I've got them up here in front of me. Do you want to have a go at naming them?
Ukraine.
Yes.
I think they beat Wales. Georgia.
Correct.
And I don't know the final one. Scotland? Wasn't Scotland, was
it? It was in fact Poland.
Poland.
And my next where I was going with the game, actually, your fact about, you told me about Lewandowski earlier in the cast. I'm actually it does make the questions a little bit easier. So it's like, which of these sides do you think are going to be able to go the furthest in the competition? So to give you a bit of context, Ukraine, no, Georgia are in a group with Turkey, Portugal, and Czechia. Poland are in a group with Holland, France, and Austria. And Ukraine are in a group with Slovakia, Belgium, and Romania.
I'm going to go for Georgia to go the furthest.
You're going for Georgia. I tell you what, then, stick it in the predictor. I'll go for Ukraine because I quite fancy them. That group looks a bit tight with Slovakia and Romania and Belgium, but I just think that they've actually just got not, the whole weight of the country on the shoulders, like I mentioned earlier. So I just think, yeah, go for Ukraine. If the last chance use Euros.
That's brilliant. So, just to round up some of our predictions there, Mike, you think Ronaldo will be top goal scorer? I think it'll be Fulkrug. You think Portugal will be the top scoring team at the tournament? I believe it'll be Germany. You believe England will be eliminated in the semi-finals by
unfortunately
by either Portugal or Germany, depending how it sets up. I believe England, well, I don't know if I really believe it. I hope England will win the tournament. And you believe Portugal are going to win the tournament. And our last chance Euros game, out of the 3 teams that went through via the playoffs, I believe Georgia will get the furthest, and you believe it'll be Ukraine. So,
solid predictions.
What we're going to do after the next podcast, we're going to allow Gareth the chance. We're going to allow Gareth a chance, Mike, to pick his 11. Now, we won't do it today. We'll give Gareth a chance and see if he can get an 11 to beat Serbia. If England don't win, it'll be up to us. We're going to put on that waistcoat. We're going to put on that white top from Reese. Other shops are available. We're going to put that tight white top on from Reese that Gareth likes to wear at the minute. And we're going to pick that 11 if England don't win. So we'll come to me. We'll come to that after the next podcast. We'll both wear white polos and pretend we're Gareth in the next podcast if England don't beat Serbia. If they do beat Serbia, then we'll give Gareth his shoes. He knows what he's doing. But I do have a feeling that this England team, after the current poor results in the friendlies, after the current poor performances over the last 5-6 games, they need a bit of motivation, Mike. And
certainly,
what they need is maybe a bit of music, a bit of song. So we're going to discuss our favourite England song of all time. So I'll let you know mine first of all, Mike. My favourite England song when it comes to football songs has to be World in Motion. John Barnes.
World in Motion. Bit of John Barnes, absolutely. Yeah. Who will I go for? Yeah, do you know the rap?
I do, yes, but because of you.
Sorry if I put you on the spot.
Because of YouTube's copyright laws, I don't want to sing it. So what we'll do, Mike, we'll do that live. So when we go around and do a few arenas with this pod, I will do that live on stage. I will do the whole John Barnes rap. Okay,
I'll hold you to that.
Oh, don't only hold me, Mike. You've got to hold and give and do it at the right time. You can't be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you. Defend and attack. There's only one way to beat them. Get round the back, so catch me if you can, because I'm an England man. And the rest will be done live on stage, Mike, when we perform our podcast at the arena.
What a taste that was. what for the people to look forward to there, Ian. Oh, that's excellent. What would mine be? There's a couple of great ones out there. I am a big fan though. I must say, of Ant and Dec's "We're on the Ball."
We're on the Ball, which I believe was for the 2002 World Cup.
I think it was back when Sven was in charge.
And just in case he hasn't, or just in case he has forgotten about it, David Seaman, if you are watching, yes, you should have been further back on your line, and you should have been able to catch it. You should have caught it, not just tipped it over the bar. You should have caught it, David. What you were doing on the edge of your box, nobody knows.
I'm so glad you mentioned David Seaman then, because I thought you were going to say something about Sven, as if, you know. I mean, I hope he's doing okay. I know he's quite poorly at the moment.
He is.
But, you know, Sven, for what it's worth, and if you are watching, you know, you're a big part of my favourite ever England song, for what it's worth.
Yes, so you're going for We're on the Ball by Anton Deck. I'm going to go for World in Motion. There were a few others. So in 1982, they had This Time, We'll Get It Right. Don't know if you remember that one. Three Lions is a lot of people's favourites, Baddiel and Skinner. And
of course.
I've also came across Dizzy Rascal with James Corden, Shout for England. The less said about that, probably the better, to be honest.
I am a big fan. Have you ever seen the film Mike Bassett, England Manager?
I have, yes. Of course.
I do like the little number with Atomic Kitten involved.
Yeah, and of course,
get no satisfaction from the final score.
And of course, what we've got at the minute or recently is Southgate, You're the One. You Can Bring It Home Again.
Atomic Kitten coming good again, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully coming home.
What I did want to get your thoughts on, Mike. Sweet Caroline. Is it a football song? Should we be singing it after the games? Is it annoying yet? Or does it get you in the mood?
For me, it's just become one of those anthems that is just sung whenever you've got a lot of drunk English people together. And granted, it's got its time and place, but I think it's just now become the anthem of the common man. And you'll definitely have had people who are googling the lyrics to the second verse. So it's like, well, what's the point? If you're that keen on singing it, you should know it by now. I know me and you are good singers, Ian, and I know we wouldn't have to do that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's not for me. Stick to the proper England songs. You know what I mean? England and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. I will be honest. I do moan about people singing Sweet Caroline. However, when it's on and England are winning, I do join in. So I am one of those people.
I bet you do. But is Neil Diamond even English? That's what I don't get.
I'm not even going to.
Do you know what made me laugh? Do you remember at the Queen's Diamond Jubilee celebrations?
Yes.
They made Rod Stewart sing Sweet Caroline, and I don't think I've ever saw someone look so unimpressed than when he was like, he was just like, yeah, he really didn't enjoy himself.
Well, we do wish the best of luck to Scotland tomorrow for Rod. Rod, of course, an avid Celtic fan, and Scotland are playing tomorrow in the first fixture, Mike. They're playing in Germany in the opening fixture tomorrow night, Friday night. For when this podcast, we're currently filming on the 12th, so tomorrow the 13th, Scotland. Oh no, sorry, the 14th. So Friday the 14th, Scotland will be playing Germany. So
thanks for correcting the record there, Ian.
It probably will be tomorrow night by the time this podcast goes out. It'll probably go out on Thursday.
Yeah.
So just to round up then, Mike, we've covered a lot there. We've covered a lot of predictions. We've covered a lot of thoughts on England songs, friendlies. We have got that forfeit that we are going to do. We will put information in the YouTube comments about it. We'll get it on our Discord. We'll put it on Twitter. Me and Mike, just to remind people, are predicting every single result here at the Euros. So we've already done it for the first round of fixtures. 3 points for a correct score, 1 point for a correct result, 0 points for absolutely nothing. So if we get it wrong, and the loser will have to do a forfeit picked by our followers, subscribers, listeners, and fans and our community, won't they, Mike?
Absolutely. As I've said, and I will say on every edition of the podcast, I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all, especially after hearing, your total disregard for the Romanians and then the surprise on your face to learn that they were unbeaten in qualifying. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll be changing your tune after their first round victory.
I better Bucharest my ideas, answer. Fuck up my ideas. Bucharest up my ideas. So,
very good.
Please, everybody that has watched this, has listened to this, we're only as good as you. We need your thoughts, ideas for each podcast. Today we had a short list of the 4 best fixtures or the 4 favourite fixtures of our fans around the group stage fixtures. Keep coming to us with ideas like that. It's up to you. It's your game. We are the people's game. It's your game, and you do help the podcast. Please help us grow. Please like, subscribe, follow, share our socials. We are going to start inviting, as the fixtures go on, Mike, we're going to start inviting some of our community, our fans, our friends, our followers onto these calls to discuss each fixture. So as the Euros goes on, we won't discuss everything as a whole as much. We'll probably discuss each individual groups and the fixtures that have been played. So that's been our second podcast. How do you think it's gone, Mike?
You have to say it's gone largely much better than last time. I mean, starting off, I've come out with some absolutely corking facts today, and I'd say at least 80% of them have been, backed by solid evidence. I'm not sure about the rest. There might be things we have to look back over, but largely, yeah, really enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next one.
And always remember, we won't ever apologise for things we get wrong, but I tell you what we will do. Like England are going to do this Euros, we will put it right. So, he has been Mike. Say goodbye, Mike.
Goodbye, Mike.
I was waiting for it. He's been Mike.
Sorry.
I've been Ian. And this hasn't been any old game. This has been the people's game. Goodbye.